Hi everyone, today I'm diving deep into my level 93 critical strike stacker lightning spare huntress build. This is an incredible powerful endgame setup that combines massive critical strike damage and excellent survivability. This build utilizes 3 skills enhanced by the Amazon Ascendancy's signature infused weapon skill, creating a devastating combination. If you're interested in this build guide, stay with me to the end of this video. What makes this setup so special is 100% hit chance with 772 crit multiplier. That means every single lightning spare I throw is guaranteed to crit. Attack speed 2.09, hit DPS 94,566. My stats: strength 62, dex 231, intelligence 207, effective hit pool 8,352. My life 2,167 with 5% regeneration. My mana 851 points with 62 regeneration. My total spirit is 360 points and I'm using in this build 359. My energy shield 655 and my chance to avoid attacks is 55%. All the resistances are maxed. Chaos resistance 67%. Right now let's see my skills. I'm using skill Malice. Thanks to the skills I'm applying critical weakness, supported by skill Persistence, making the duration of skill longer, and Dire Strike, which reserve extra 20 points of spirit. Thanks to this support skill, when I am on the low life, extra attack damage. I'm not using Chaos Bolt or spear stab or spear throw. Next skill, infused weapon. Infused weapon is granted by Amazon Ascendancy skill tree and triggers whenever I consume a frenzy charge. How this skill works: creates very high elemental damage explosion, consuming also a frenzy charge, converts also 100% of physical damage to the respective elemental damage type. Thanks to this skill, every hour lightning spare and stormlance becomes an infused projectile. These explosions benefit also from our critical multiplier. An infused weapon skill is supported by blind, strip away, conduction, lightning exposure, and last one, cooling strike. Next skill, my main DPS skill, lightning spare. The skill creates a projectile that pierces through enemies and can fork, hitting multiple targets. With mine 100% critical strike chance combined with a massive 770% critical multiplier, every single lightning spare I throw is guaranteed to crit for devastating damage. And lightning spare skill is supported by skill called Volt. I'm gaining voltaic charge as I move up to 10 charges. Thanks to that, I'm getting an extra lightning damage per 10 voltaic charges consumed. Next, fork. Projectiles from my lightning spares can fork. Fork support makes our lightning projectiles split when they hit enemies. Next, deliberation, extra damage, martial tempo, more attack speed, and last, primal armament. My lightning spare deal 25% more weapon elemental damage. Next, Stormlance. Stormlance is an area control tool for me. Stormlance throws an electrified spears that lodges into the ground and zaps nearby enemies with lightning bolts. Stormlance consumes my frenzy chargers to fire bolts more frequently, automatically detonate at duration end, and create shock ground. Stormlance also benefits from the same critical strike scaling as lightning spare, creates persistent area denial. It's a perfect skill for controlling choke points. Also, lightning bolts from this skill can trigger my cast on critical setup. When enhanced with frenzy charges, it creates shocked ground for increased lightning damage. Stormlance supported by Scatter Shot. I can throw 2 additional projectiles, Blindside, Lightning Infusion, extra lightning damage, Lightning Penetration. Stormlance penetrate 30% of lightning resistance, and last one, Perpetual Charge. There is a 35% of chance to not remove frenzy chargers but still count as consuming them. Next skill, Herald of Thunder, supported by Long Shot. So my Herald deal 30% more attack damage to enemies further than 7 meters from me. Electrocute. My Herald cannot inflict shock lightning damage, but this contributes to electrocution buildup. Next, Neural Overload. My Herald electrocute prime enemies on hit. Innervate. My attacks gain 35% of damage as lightning damage for 5 seconds on killing a shock enemy with Herald of Thunder. And last, Deadly Herald, extra damage for my Herald. Cast on critical. This skill reserves 100 points of spirit. When the skill is active, gains energy when I critically hit, and thanks to my critically hit chance equals 100%, I critically hit every single time. Triggers socketed spells when reach maximum energy. Supported by Sniper's Mark. It marks enemy and next critical hit against mark enemy has 74% increased critical damage bonus, which is great during the boss fights. Profusion. I have a 50% chance to grant an additional charge. Energy retention. There is a 35% chance to refund half of meta skills energy cost. Impetus. Critical on hit skill gain 40% increased energy. And last one, Inspiration, 30% less cost. Next skill, Blasphemy. This skill turns socketed curse skills into the auras and applying the effects to all nearby enemies. And I socket Temporal Chains, Hex Bloom. My Temporal Chain curse spread to enemies within 3 meters when a cursed enemy dies. Ritualistic Curse. My Temporal Chains have 50% increased area of effect. And last one, Magnified Effect, extra 30% to more area of effect. Wind Dancer. This skill reserves 30 points of spirit. This skill grants me a buff, and every buff gives me more evasion per stage. Supported by Pin. All of physical damage from Wind Dancer is pinning. Energy Barrier. My energy shield recharge begins immediately when I'm stunned. Unbreakable. I have extra 30% more stun threshold for heavy stuns and also 200 more stun threshold for light stuns. And the last one, Maim. My attacks always maim on hit. Next skill, Barrage, and it's a force that empowers my Lightning Spear and Storm Lance. Supported by Ingenuity, increased cooldown recovery rate, Premeditation, 15% more damage, Murderer's Intent. All the supported skills have a Cooling Strike. Cooling Strikes kill all the normal enemies when their life is at 30% or below. And last one, encumbrance. All the debuffs have 30% increased slow magnitude. Next skill, combat frenzy, reserves 30 points of spirit. While this skill is active, I'm getting a frenzy charge when I electrocute or pin an enemy. Supported by vitality, gives me life regeneration, precision. I have 30% increased accuracy rating. And the last skill I'm using, it's a ghost dance. This skill reserves 30 points of spirit. If I am hit, why I have a ghost shroud, this ghost shroud is consumed to recover energy shield based on my evasion. Supported by cannibalism, reserves 15 points of spirit. I'm getting extra life on kill, clarity, increased mana regeneration, and last one, fast forward. Now my items, my main weapon is a unique spear, tangle tongue, fork spear, critical damage bonus. Very important affix on this weapon is fork's critical hits. It means that there is a chance that this weapon will deal double critical damage. Also adds flat physical damage, critical hit chance, and extra points to intelligence. My helmet, during the corruption I get enchant. My item gained plus 20 to spirit. I used soul core of Takati, giving me extra chaos resistance. Other affixes on the helmet giving me extra maximum life, increased rarity of items found, extra points to my intelligence, lightning resistance and chaos resistance. As my secondary weapon I'm using Scepter. From the socketed Fox Talisman I'm getting increased presence area of effect. Also this weapon grants me a level 18 skill called Malice, applying critical weakness. But the most important from this weapon is I'm getting 92% increased spirit. Other important affix is plus 31 to strength and increased mana regeneration. My body armor, I'm using Sleek Jacket, increased evasion and energy shield, also giving me extra points to my maximum life, to dex and to fire and lightning resistance. My gloves, unique gloves, Hand of Wisdom and Action. These gloves converts intelligence to flat damage. My boots, during corruption, my boots gain 2 sockets. Thanks to that, I got extra lightning resistance and 5% increased movement speed. This item focusing mostly on movement speed and defenses. Now my amulet, I'm using gold amulet. I anointed my amulet with overwhelming strike. Also I'm getting extra maximum life, extra points to spirit, increased rarity of items found, extra points to all of my attributes, and also cold and chaos resistance. My first ring, I'm not using implicit from this ring, giving me increased cast speed. I'm not using it, but I got really good stats on this ring, that's why I'm using it. During crafting, this ring gained very good stats, extra flat physical and fire damage, also 30% increased lightning damage, and 3 defense stats, fire, cold and lightning resistance. My second ring, extra physical flat damage, maximum life, increased rarity of items found, extra points to intelligence, also chaos resistance and increased mana regeneration rate. These rings are wrapped up with ingenuity utility belt, giving me increased bonuses to left and the right ring. This belt has 3 charms slots. I'm using Stone Charm, used when I become stunned. Next charm is used when I become frozen. And the last one is a unique charm. It's used when I start bleeding. My life flask recovers almost 1800 life over 3 seconds, and my mana flask recovers 300 mana over 2 seconds. Now I'm gonna show you my passive skill tree. First, Amazon Ascendancy, all of the available 8 points, and I invested them in elemental damage, increased elemental damage, and elemental infusion grants me a skill infused weapon. Also, increased skill speed, predatory instinct. It reveals weaknesses against rare and unique enemies, and I get 50% more damage against enemies with open weakness. And the next point I invested in increased skill speed and the passive skill called In for Kill, giving me increased movement speed and increased skill speed. And the last 2 points I invested in Critical Strike. My chance to hit with attacks can exceed 100%, and I gain additional critical hit chance equals to 25% of excess chance to hit with attacks. This is how I built my passive skill tree. I took the way where I can assign extra points to my attributes. I also pick Primal Instinct, giving me increased attack speed, increased area of effect. Next, I follow up to Escape Velocity, increased movement speed and increased evasion rating. Also, Cooked, increased critical damage bonus. Also, I invested my points in Catalysis, giving me increased elemental damage with attacks, and few points to Maiming Strike, giving me increased attack damage. Also, I invested my points in Acceleration, extra movement speed, and skill speed, and Falcon Dive, giving me increased attack speed. Also, I invested my points in Spear damage, giving me increased damage with spears, increased critical damage bonus with spears, and more damage with spears, plus increased accuracy rating with spears. Next, I went to get passive skill called Enhanced Reflexes, giving me increased evasion rating and increased dexterity. Also, I put my points in increased critical damage bonus, increased critical hit chance, and attacks have 1% to critical hit chance. Next, I allocated my points in Throat Seeker, giving me increased critical damage bonus but reduce critical hit chance, which doesn't change anything in this build because I have 100% critical hit chance. And I invested my points in Exposed to the Storm. Thanks to that, my damage penetrates 18% of lightning resistance, and I get 30% increased hit chance against enemies with lightning exposure. Plus Wildstorm, 50% more maximum lightning damage. I picked just one keystone, which is Eternal Youth. My life recharges instead of energy shield, and life recovery from flask applies to energy shield instead. I put my points in Moment of Truth, giving me increased critical damage bonus and increased critical hit chance. Crushing Wave, giving me increased damage, and Flow Like Water, increased attack speed and extra points to dexterity and intelligence. I also took True Strike, increased critical hit chance, increased critical damage bonus, and Deadly Force, increased damage and increased critical hit chance. I also put my points in Careful Assassin, which gives me increased critical hit chance, but reduce critical damage bonus. Now my jewels, I socketed 5 jewels in total. My first jewel giving me increased critical hit chance, increased critical damage bonus, increased presence area of effect, increased area of effect of my curses. The next jewel, almost the same as before, increased critical hit chance, increased critical damage bonus, increased presence area of effect, and increase elemental damage. The third jewel, increase maximum energy shield, increase critical hit chance, and very important, recover 2% of maximum life on kill. And the last prefix giving me increased energy shield from equip focus. I'm not using this prefix. My next jewel giving me increased damage with spears, increased attack speed with spears, increased accuracy rating, and increase pin build up. And my last jewel, it's unique jewel. Thanks to this jewel I can allocate all passives in radius of Whispers of Doom, and you can see the radius here. This is the keystone called Whispers of Doom, and in this radius I can allocate my passive skill 3 points to any of the skills, and I invested my 2 skill points into electric amplification. Thanks to that my damage penetrates 18% lightning resistance, and I have 25% increased lightning exposure effect. Also, lightning quick, increase lightning damage, and increase attack speed with lightning skills. Now I'm gonna tell you how this build works in combat. First, we are generating frenzy charges. Through combat, we use barrage to empower our next attacks. Infuse weapon consume our frenzy chargers and automatically triggers, giving lightning infusion to our projectiles. Now, every lightning spear and storm lance creates explosive lightning damage on impact. For maximum DPS, first we build up frenzy charges, cast barrage to empower our next attack. Immediately we follow up with lightning spear, which hits multiple times due to the barrage and explodes due to the infusion. Next we play storm lance for damage zones with infused explosion. This combination creates layered damage, direct hits, explosions, and persistent zaps. Our curse, called Temporal Chains, slows everything automatically via Blasphemy. Our Herald of Thunder chains create additional screen-wide clear. The combination of Storm Lance zaps and Forking Lightning Spears clears entire screens. You will find the build link in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and see you in the next video.
Did you really think my true form would be so limited?
Any more time? Hold on.
Break the image. Break the prison. To be locked in time is to never change.
Nightmare. We that are one. We are shade of thought and motion.
Wait! My mana's
The abyss motions. And is We that fail.
Nameless, aye. And
Tell a stranger. Nothingness approaches.
Need more time.
Look for death!
Lightning shot is gone. Where am I?
That Triarch cannot help you here. The Triarch cannot help you here. The Wild One's power is